What's up, people? It's your boy Jatwa, and we are here today in Kerbal Space Program 2. They released a recent update, and that update has brought many changes to Kerbal Space Program 2. So let's take a look at my favorite ones from their list. So we're going to start at the top at some of the things they fixed. So the wrench icon appearing before the placement of the procedural wing, that one is huge for me because it was basically making my gameplay absolutely terrible because I kept having to dodge the little icon, the wrench icon when I'm building, and that was just not easy. So that kind of made me stop playing for a while, and you probably have noticed. but yeah, now that that's gone, I am super glad and I can get back to business. They integrated KSC trees into the mesh scatter system, reducing lines of code and improving performance. This is also big because I love having all the scatter showing. I love seeing all the trees, and the fact that it's no longer affecting performance as much is spectacular. I can finally fly close to the ground without dropping a ton of FPS. Some of the things they fixed is fixed activating or staging an engine causes decouplers or fairing shrouds below that engine to stage. This is big because when you're staging, you have specific things you anticipate occurring. This is not good when things occur that you are not ready for. So yes, this is also a huge thing to happen. Brake activation applies to multiple vessels simultaneously after undocking. Fantastic for those of you that don't want your craft to when you undock, things just start rolling. That's not fun. I've still been hesitant to undock, but things have gotten much better with undocking, so things are looking up. Gimbal animation causes log spam. I threw that in there because log spam equals FPS loss, so that's big. Increasing braking force for wings, control surfaces, and stabilizers. I took this out for a spin. I took my most agile fighter craft out and flew, and it has no struts, no space tape there connecting the wings, and it flew without any problem. Even super tight loops, turns, spins, and everything I could do, it did not fall apart until I inevitably smashed into the ground. Methane engines are now surface attachable. That's just awesome. I see this because I have a lot of things I'd like to rig up, so that's going to be a lot of fun coming forward. Log fills with autosave spam. Once again, that is FPS killing. Landed vehicles cause torrent of vessel landed at rest spam. I love to see that gone. Thermal indicators generate log spam. Yes, again, spam is bad. And again, displayed in the drag lift ratio value. So this is huge because when you go to adjust different things in your aircraft, say you want things to actuate a bit further, it was becoming problematic because you're trying to click on things and it's just getting away from you because things keep expanding and shrinking, and it's a nightmare. So hopefully they get this all the way nailed down and I won't have to battle that anymore. Added flight HUD UI scaling. This is something that I think is massive because there's been a lot of asking for this, because to some people that UI is huge. It's still huge to me. I'd like to tweak it down a bit, but I also would then need the text to get a little bigger because my eyes aren't getting any better. I'm staring at the screen all day, so nerd people problems. Added player controllable splash screen bypass ability. This is awesome as well because it speeds up your load time, but if you want the fastest load time, you still should install the Speedy Load mod. I forgot the name of it. I'll add in the link to it once it'll be in the description below, so that way you'll have that mod. It's fairly amazing how fast the game loads afterwards. Okay, you can sit with me. The inline drag calculations using incorrect facing directions when calculating cross-sectional area. That is huge because drag calculations are something that I feel definitely need work. As you can see with this little demonstration, they probably, especially for some of these parts that are like quote-unquote massless, they certainly do still need a bit more attention, but hey, things are getting better. Kerbal flag planting and flag object animation desynchronized when time warp is used. This is hilarious to see because the Kerbal will like do all the animations and then the flag comes out afterwards. And first time I saw it, I cracked up laughing. It was fantastic, but I'd love to see that fixed. Landed EVA Kerbals disappear when vehicle time warps into their physics range. That's going to be big because I tend to leave Kerbals all over the place. Don't judge me. Okay, and then maybe later I'll go and pick them up, but I tend to have a lot of Kerbals out, and I'd prefer them not to disappear. I think I lost Bobley in this way, and I miss Bobley. Bobley is probably the most awesome Kerbal. All right, he's third. There's Jebediah, Valentina, and Bobley. I'll never forget you, Bobley. Added new compute kernel to improve terrain performance by reducing the rendering of non-visible data. This is perfectly awesome because terrain was a big hit before and it was killing your FPS. So I'd love to see this improved every bit more. This is awesome because for my airplanes, it's gotten better. For my giant, massive rockets, it has not gotten that much better. So unfortunately, I think there's just a lot more going on with those giant, massive rockets, a lot of parts, and a lot more calculations to go on. So we'll see how that goes later. Optimize cloud shader algorithm to improve GPU performance. Once again, I love flying in the clouds. You'll always catch me in the clouds. So seeing that they have improved it is just fantastic. Optimize GPU and memory usage for water rendering by using stencil buffers and new shaders. This is cool because I have finally made a successful boat. It doesn't look like a successful boat, but it is a successful boat. It can beach itself. It can remove itself from the beachfront. Just I can't get Kerbals to get back in it afterwards, so it's a little funky until they get the water physics done right. And for now, this is my perfect boat. It's not much, but hey, it's mine. Optimize KSC instancing to reduce draw calls for those of you like me that like to fly around the base because there's not much else to see on Kerbin right now. This is great. Added air brakes part. These air brakes, I questioned if they were actually working because on my airplane, they did not seem to slow me down at all. But on my rockets, they have a significant difference on my rockets. So I know they're working. It just maybe not be as powerful as we got used to in KSP1. So something to be aware of. They added the Clampotron inline docking port, the Clampotron shielded docking port, and the MK2 Clampotron docking port. This is great. I love the shielded docking port. It is my go-to for my noses on a lot of my space planes, so I really am glad to see that back, especially since it typically has thermal shielding, and that is that's just an extra great thing to see, especially with that higher thermal capabilities. And they added the coronet, trumpet, and the tuba engine parts. I threw that in because I actually can play all three of those instruments, so there's that. I did test the engines out, and they're great. I don't know how they're going to actually be integrated into my build designs because I've been able to get everywhere without them already, so I don't know. We'll see. And for modding, check this out. They fixed the load by label. It was not properly respecting assets in addressable mod asset bundles. This is great because I like to see that we're headed towards modding. Modding is what saved me in KSP1, and I know it's gonna cause a lot of people to come back to KSP2. I would love to see the official announcement that modding is available to all. I have gone and looked at how they were doing modding already, and I set my computer up. I will not lie. I just have not had time to actually convert my mods over yet. So time will tell, but I certainly would love to see modding. And of course, as I say it every time, I would love to see multiplayer. You know I was going to say it. But anyhow, those are some of my favorite things that I've seen in the massive list of updates that was sent out. So we don't have modding officially, we don't have multiplayer officially. Sure, there are a number of parts that we're not seeing. We don't have water physics working properly. But hey, there are ways to get around it. I've done some water lift-offs and I've made a boat, and our wings aren't falling off. So great things to see. But of course, there are some things we are seeing that have been reported, especially the one that's hitting me now, and that is the flickering for AMD cards. It seems to be affecting AMD people, so there's that. If you are seeing your UI flicker, then double check, and if you're using AMD, and submit a bug report, submit some feedback. You can submit feedback now through the game launcher. So once you see that link in the launcher, you can just click on that link, how to submit a feedback, and you can drop that on in there. You can also suggest a change on the forums, and there are, of course, the KSP Forums Bug Reports. All 3 links will be in the description down below. Be sure to use them, report any bugs you're seeing, and hopefully we can continue to push this game in a better direction and into multiplayer. I want multiplayer like tomorrow, but I must be patient. So for now, it's your boy Jatois. I'm going to get on out of here. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you haven't yet, check out everyone else's video on the different content. I know people have probably dug in a bit more than I have, but I have 2 tired little girls right now on me, and so hopefully they are not being too disturbed by my loud voice. For now, I'm out of here. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Methane is